Water is essential for every living being on Earth. From the moment we wake up to the time we go to bed, water plays a crucial role in our daily lives. Imagine a day without water, no cooking, cleaning, bathing, or even drinking. It's hard to picture, isn't it? In this video, we'll explore how much water we use, where it comes from, and why it's so important to conserve it. Let's begin our journey by understanding just how much water we use every day and why every drop truly counts. Have you ever thought about how much water your family uses in a single day? From drinking and bathing to washing clothes and cleaning utensils, water is involved in almost every household activity. If your family only had one bucket of water for an entire day, what would you prioritize? Cooking, cleaning, or bathing? This exercise helps us realize the true value of water and how much we often take it for granted. Measuring water usage with mugs, glasses, or buckets can give us a clearer picture of our daily consumption. As you start measuring, you'll be surprised by the total amount of water your family uses in a day. Now, imagine multiplying that by 365 days to estimate your yearly usage. Divide this by the number of family members to see how much water each person needs annually. Then think about your entire village or town. The numbers quickly add up, showing just how much water is required to support a community. This realization is the first step toward understanding the importance of water management. Water isn't just for drinking or cleaning. It's also vital for growing food, making clothes, and producing goods in industries. Every grain of rice, every vegetable, and even the paper in your books requires water to produce. For example, did you know that about 2 glasses of water are needed to make just one page of a book? This shows how water is deeply connected to almost everything we use and consume in our daily lives. Where does the water in your tap come from? Some people draw water from rivers, springs, ponds, or wells, while others rely on water supplied through pipes. But all these sources, ponds, lakes, rivers, and wells, are ultimately connected. The water in our taps is drawn from natural sources and delivered to us through a network of pipes, making it accessible for our daily needs. Not everyone has the same access to water. Some regions have plenty while others face shortages. People in water-scarce areas must manage with less, often fetching water from distant places. This difference highlights the need for careful water management and sharing resources wisely, especially as populations grow and demands increase. Think about all the things you use every day: food, clothes, paper, and more. Water is needed to produce almost everything, not just for direct use but also in agriculture and manufacturing. This means our water requirement goes far beyond what we see at home, making it even more important to use water responsibly. All water, whether from a tap or a well, ultimately comes from natural sources like rivers, lakes, and underground aquifers. These sources are replenished by rain, which is part of a much larger process called the water cycle. Understanding where our water comes from helps us appreciate its journey and the need to protect these sources. Water cycle is nature's way of recycling water. It starts with water evaporating from oceans, lakes, and rivers due to the sun's heat. This water vapor rises into the air, cools down, and forms clouds. Eventually, the water returns to the ground as rain, snow, or hail, replenishing our water sources and continuing the cycle. Did you know that about 2/3 of the Earth is covered with water, most of it in oceans and seas? However, this water is salty and not suitable for drinking or irrigation. Despite this, oceans play a crucial role in the water cycle by providing the majority of the water that eventually becomes rain. Evaporation is the process where water changes into vapor and rises into the air. This happens not only from oceans but also from rivers, lakes, and even wet clothes drying in the sun. The sun's heat speeds up evaporation, but it can also occur in the shade just more slowly. This invisible process is constantly happening all around us. You can see evaporation in action when water spills on the floor and disappears after a while, or when wet clothes dry on a line. Even water left in a plate under the sun evaporates faster than in the shade. This simple activity helps us understand how sunlight and heat drive the evaporation process, which is a key part of the water cycle. Plants also play a role in adding water vapor to the air through a process called transpiration. They absorb water from the soil, use some for food, and release the rest as vapor through their leaves. For example, wheat plants can lose up to 500 liters of water through transpiration to produce just 1 kilogram of wheat. Imagine the total water lost by all the plants in a forest or field. Both evaporation and transpiration add water vapor to the air. But is this water lost forever? Not at all. The vapor eventually cools and returns to Earth as rain, snow, or hail. This continuous movement of water keeps our environment balanced and ensures that water is always available in some form. Condensation is the process where water vapor cools and turns back into liquid water. You can see this when dew forms on grass in the morning or when water droplets appear on a cold glass. As air rises and cools, the vapor condenses to form tiny droplets, which cluster together to make clouds. Clouds are formed when water vapor in the air cools and condenses into tiny droplets. These droplets float in the air, and when they combine to form larger drops, they become heavy enough to fall as rain. Sometimes, under special conditions, the water may fall as hail or snow instead. When rain falls, it replenishes lakes, ponds, rivers, and even underground water sources. Some rainwater is absorbed by the soil, becoming groundwater, which can be drawn up by wells and hand pumps. This process ensures that water is available for plants, animals, and people, maintaining the delicate balance of nature. Significant portion of rainwater seeps into the ground, becoming groundwater. This groundwater feeds wells, lakes, and is drawn up by hand pumps and tube wells. However, overuse of groundwater can lower its level, making it harder to access. Areas with little vegetation or lots of concrete have less groundwater recharge, leading to shortages. After rain and snow fall on land, much of the water eventually finds its way back to the oceans. Snow melts into streams and rivers which flow across the land and finally empty into seas or oceans. This return journey completes the water cycle, ensuring that water is always moving between land, air, and sea. The water cycle is a never-ending process. Water evaporates from oceans and land, forms clouds, falls as rain or snow, and returns to the oceans. This circulation maintains the supply of fresh water on land, supporting all forms of life and keeping our planet healthy. Rainfall doesn't occur evenly everywhere. Some places receive rain throughout the year while others get it only for a few days. In many countries, including ours, most rainfall happens during the monsoon season. The timing and amount of rain are crucial for agriculture and daily life. Heavy rains can cause rivers, lakes, and ponds to overflow, leading to floods. Floods can submerge fields, forests, villages, and cities, causing damage to crops, property, and even human and animal life. Animals living in water may get carried away, while those in the soil can be affected as well. On the other hand, if it doesn't rain for a long time, the soil dries up, ponds and wells shrink or disappear, and groundwater becomes scarce. This leads to drought, making it difficult to get food and water for people and animals. Droughts can have severe effects on agriculture and daily life. With growing populations and increased use in industries and agriculture, water scarcity is becoming common in many cities. Long queues for collecting water are now a familiar sight. This growing demand makes it even more important to use water wisely and avoid wastage. Only a small fraction of Earth's water is fit for use by plants, animals, and humans. Most water is salty or locked away in glaciers. As the demand for water rises, it's crucial to use it carefully. Simple actions like fixing leaks, using water-saving devices, and being mindful of usage can make a big difference. One effective way to increase water availability is rainwater harvesting. This involves collecting rainwater from rooftops or roads and storing it for later use. The idea is simple: catch water where it falls. This not only provides extra water but also helps recharge groundwater, especially in areas with lots of concrete. There are different ways to harvest rainwater. One common method is rooftop harvesting, where rainwater is collected from roofs and directed into storage tanks or pits to recharge groundwater. Another method is allowing water from roadside drains to seep directly into the ground. Both techniques help make the most of every drop of rain. Everyone can help save water. Simple activities like turning off taps while brushing, fixing leaks, and using buckets instead of hoses can save a lot of water. Schools and communities can also organize campaigns and create posters to spread awareness about water conservation. Water is precious and limited. The total amount of water on Earth stays the same, but the amount available for use is decreasing due to overuse and pollution. By understanding the water cycle and our role in it, we can take steps to ensure there's enough water for everyone now and in the future. Sum up: water is essential for life, and its journey from oceans to clouds to rain and back again is a marvel of nature. We must use water wisely, conserve it wherever possible, and support efforts like rainwater harvesting. By making small changes in our daily habits, we can help protect this vital resource for generations to come. Remember, every drop counts.